Hey, what's up? It is I-T-I-3033, and today I'm here with another video. This time I'm going to be talking today about Star Wars Battlefront and what I do and don't want in the upcoming game coming into 2015. And before I start talking about that, I'd just like to say that the gameplay in the background is a squad deathmatch match on Dawnbreaker and BF4 with the H-52 CQB, and it starts out slow, but eventually gets pretty good, and I do pretty good in the round, like carrying my squad pretty much, team. And anyways, I went back and let's get into the video now. I went back on Star Wars Battlefront 2 the other day on the PS2 and played and got around with that, and also with my recent playing time of Battlefield 4. I've come to like get this list in my mind about things I do and don't want for the I'm sorry, upcoming game, and oh my gosh, and what I don't want to happen, what I do want to happen in order to make a successful game. So here's the list. Let's start off with the things I do want. And the number one thing I do, well, this is it in any particular order, but this is kind of the way I wrote it. The first thing I want is weapon and class customization. Like, seriously, I want to... Battlefront 2 is extremely limited. You couldn't do anything at all, but times have changed now pretty much as a must-have in a game. You have to be able to customize it some way or another, be it sight, something. So I definitely hope that's something that comes into the Battlefront franchise with this next upcoming entry. I also want, you know, because it's going to be made on the Frostbite 3 engine that's been confirmed by DICE and whatever. So I want it to have, like, some of the same movement that Battlefield 4 does, which feels really natural to me. And I also want it to have, like, a destructible environment, you know? But in terms of that destructible environment, it's gotta be like Flu Star Wars Battlefront. I mean, you can't be going like with their rocket launchers and just blowing up walls of Echo Base and Hoth. I mean, like, it doesn't work. I mean, you could blow up some walls, but it's made of snow, crust, like, stay, like, I don't want it to be just random buildings you can blow up. They're just there for the sake of blowing up. I mean, I kind of want it to stay true to the movie franchise, the Battlefield franchise, and yeah. I'll get more back into some of those different kind of topics later when I go into my do not want list, which I feel much more passionate about. I want there to be a lot of maps. Like, you know, Star Wars Battlefront 2, you could go in and there are just loads of maps. There's Kashyyyk, Tatooine, Mos Eisley. Well, there's Tatooine on the Xbox version. There was, like, space maps, too. There was Hoth. There was everything. There was Endor, and there was the moons, and there was the space bases. There's Death Star. I mean, it was all great. Like, just the amount of maps there were in the game, and it was just, like, straight up, you know, you don't buy this game for $60 and you get 10 maps. Like, yeah, you paid $20 for the game and you got loads of maps, and it was pretty good back first time, too. So, going on with that same subject, I also want the instant action option to return that was in Battlefront 2. I want to be able to just open up a PS4, turn on Battlefront, and click instant action and just start a match in a map that I want with a bunch of CPUs if that's really necessary. I feel like that's something that's been missing in a lot of games recently. I mean, getting away from that single player content and going just straight to multiplayer, which, I mean, I do appreciate multiplayer, but I never did ever play multiplayer on Star Wars Battlefront 2. I didn't have a wire connecting my PS2 to the internet, which is routers all the way up there, so, I mean, kind of I never got to play that time. And so at the same time, I also do want it to be multiplayer, though. I want to have a good multiplayer. I don't want it to have any, like, crappy schmo multiplayer that's just... I want it to be kind of different from the single player, too, at the same time. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to explain. Go off the same subject, single player. I do want a good campaign. I mean, I don't want some crappily written campaign saying, like, oh, the point of this game is multiplayer. I mean, it is Star Wars. It is Battlefront. I mean, you got to get to these expectations, and I think DICE should really get hit hard at that and get a good campaign, a good storyline, and whatnot. I also want, I mean, I know this is a lot of expectations, but I kind of want unique game modes that are relevant to Star Wars. I mean, not to complain about the old Star Wars Battlefront 2, but Capture the Flag, the other modes, like Domination, Conquest, whatever it was, I don't remember what it's called anymore. I was just playing this the other day, but they didn't really feel too relevant to Star Wars, like the command posts and whatever. So that was kind of but the space modes did feel kind of relevant. So I do want there to be more relevant game modes like that. And I don't know if this is actually going to happen or not. If I know this is only the Empire and Rebellion have been confirmed so far, but it would be kind of cool to cross-mix Droids versus Empire, Droids versus Rebels, and not have any, like, faction or time restrictions between the things. between the teams, and it would be kind of cool like that. So yeah, that would be cool. I'm trying to think of anything else I want. I'll probably think of some more things while I'm on the do not want list. I do have a script here, but I had some thoughts in my head earlier that coming through. Anyway, I'm still going to go to my do not want list now, and this is like right here. This top point right here is like my #1 point for thing I do not want in Star Wars Battlefront 2, Battlefront 3, Battlefront, whatever you want to call it. And I do not want it to be a Battlefield game with a Star Wars skin. That would kick me out so hardcore. I mean, I'd probably still play it just because Star Wars, you know, but I mean, it would significantly reduce my enjoyment of the game, because Star Wars Battlefront 2 was cool because it was Star Wars and it had fun and stuff like that. I also don't want to, I mentioned earlier that I wanted there to be a customization, but I don't want there to be so much customization that strays so far from Star Wars. I mean, I don't want everyone running around with separate kinds of assault rifle that's different and stuff. So I don't want us to become like super militarized, where everyone's carrying out things, and then some class becomes overpowered than the other. I mean, like, think of the old engineer class in Battlefront 2. You could reply yourself with weapons and ammo. You could heal. You could repair droids to give yourself even more weapons. I mean, more health and ammo. It's like health, weapons, and ammo there. But at the same time, you had arguably one of the worst guns of the game in shotgun, which was only pretty useful in close quarters. Same thing with the rocket launcher class. You only had the rocket launcher, and that was about it. You couldn't do very much with that class. So, and here's the point I also feel super strongly about. I don't want there to be so limited amounts of maps. It's constrained with the DLC culture that a lot of video games have been associated with today. Like, I don't want there to be day one DLC saying, oh, you buy the $60 game, you get 10 maps, but if you buy this day one DLC, you can get these 5 extra maps. And then at that point, it feels kind of necessary to buy the DLC, you know what I mean? Like, things going on with Battlefield 4 right now. I don't have premium because I don't want to support something like that where it feels like it's necessary to have premium. I do not want that at all. I also don't want it to be a super cliche storyline. Oh, terrorists are taking us. We gotta go stop him. Oh no, they found him out of secret mission. We're at war with him. Like, I mean, that's super cliche. I want us to stay true to the Star Wars name. Have something that's cool, Star Wars. Maybe not spoil the 7, 8, 9 movies, but have something unique. Maybe a side storyline that could have happened in the 4, 5, 6 movies. Or connect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like they did in the last Star Wars Battlefront 2 game, which actually worked quite well, I think. Like I said earlier, I don't want any OP classes. Like, obviously right now in Battlefield, the assault class is the most played class ever because you can just heal yourself. And what I was thinking is, it would be cool if, you know, in Battlefront, they didn't even have it so you could just drop ammo and health anymore. I think, like, in Battlefront 2, you could, build those droids and they heal you, and across the map. I think that would be cool if the engineer class or some other class had deployable droids that, like, only lasted for a few seconds, but that at the same time they helped heal people with health and ammo, but they had to be manually controlled. At the same time, though, I feel like there would be, like, little team play with that. So I do want it to say, like, nobody just running around doing lone wolf, carrying their own little health bag they go every time they're in a little bit of danger. I mean, I'm saying this, but I think in this gameplay I'm showing in the background, I kind of do that right now. I don't want revives, like, in Battlefront. Oh my gosh, I'm way over time. Wow, you're probably staring at my end screen right now. Peace.